Kabula Khan, or A Vision in a Dream, a fragment, by Samuel Coleridge Taylor. This poem consists of 4 stanzas. I have divided first 2 stanzas in part 1 and the remaining 2 stanzas in part 2. About the poet. Samuel Coleridge was an English poet, literary critic, philosopher and theologian who, with his friend William Wordsworth, was a founder of the Romantic movement in England and a member of the Lake Poets. Kabula Khan is considered to be one of the greatest poems of the English Romantic poet Samuel Coleridge Taylor, who said he wrote the strange and hallucinatory poem shortly after waking up from an opium-influenced dream in 1797. The poem was unfinished, according to Coleridge himself, because while he was writing up the vision, he was interrupted by someone. That is why this poem is called a fragment. Let us quickly go to the poem, stanza 1. In Xanadu did Kabula Khan a stately pleasure-doomed decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers were girdled round. And there were gardens bright with cinemas, where blossomed many an incense bearing. And here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. In the first stanza, the poet in a dream sees Kabula Khan in his capital city Xanadu. This Kabula Khan is supposed to be a Mongolian leader. He is commanding from his luxurious dome. Dome here refers to a palace. The river Alf flows through the vast chambers and covering huge distance mixes into the sea where there is no sunlight. The capital of Kabula Khan is about 10 square kilometers with fertile land which is surrounded by walls and towers, protecting it. There are beautiful gardens through which a streamlet flows in a curved manner, and along the streamlet there are trees and plants being a sweet fragrance. There are forests which are as old as the hills and are covered with the green plants over which sunlight is falling. In the first stanza, it is the creativity of Kabula Khan. It is the first level of imagination. Here the word griddle refers to cut through the bark all the way around a tree. Sinuous. Sinuous means having curves and turns. Sinuous rills resemble winding river valleys on earth. Actually, this poem is highly imaginatory. Here, the commander Kabula Khan, the leader Kabula Khan is also an imaginary character, and the city or the country he lives, Xanadu, is also imaginary, and this river Alf is also an imaginary river. Stanza 2. But ho, the deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hills thwart a sudden cover, a savage place, as holy and enchanted. And beneath the waning moon was haunted by woman wailing for her demon lover. And for this chasm, with ceaseless turmoil seething. And if this earth is fast, thick pans were breathing, a mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift half-intermitted burst, huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail. Oh, chaffy grain beneath the thresher's flail, and mid these dancing rocks at once and ever, it flung up momently the sacred river. In the second stanza, creativity moves to a deeper level of imagination. The poet describes the divine creativity. There is a sloping hill with green plants, across which there is a chasm or a deep gap covered with mosses. It is as wild and holy as the love of a woman who, under the decreasing moon, is crying for her supernatural lover. In the chasm or the deep hole in the ground, there is unending disturbance. It seems that earth is breathing angrily through the gap. Water is coming out with a great force and then falling down. There is a duality of the movement up and down with the water. Huge stones are thrown out on either side of the chasm, which covers the gap. Amidst these stones, the holy river comes out and flows through the woods and the valley in a zigzag way. The river, reaching the vast chambers, ultimately sinks with noise into the silent sea. The poet uses a simile, huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail. The fragments have been compared to pieces of hailstone to show their impact. The word chaffy here refers to worthless. Thank you. For detailed notes and question answers, log on to EDUGURU-Notes blogspot.com.